Plastic pollution. Business model plastic pollution has quietly grown into one of the most severe global crises of the modern age, infiltrating every ecosystem, economy, and aspect of human life. Every minute, a truckload of plastic enters our oceans, and by the end of this reading, tens of thousands of kilograms of plastic will have already found their way into marine ecosystems. Once celebrated as a symbol of progress and modern convenience, plastic has transformed into a paradox, a material that defines human advancement and yet threatens its very sustainability. From packaging our food to constructing our devices, plastic has become the backbone of global consumption, driving industries worth trillions of dollars. However, this convenience has come with a cost that economies, communities, and ecosystems are now forced to pay. Plastic's life cycle begins deep within the fossil fuel industry, where crude oil and natural gas are refined into pellets called nurdles. These nurdles are the raw material for everything from bottles and bags to toys and textiles. The efficiency of plastic manufacturing made it irresistible to industries. It was cheap, durable, light, and easy to mold. It empowered consumerism, fueled logistics and e-commerce, and created supply chains that could scale endlessly. Yet this same efficiency gave birth to inefficiency elsewhere, the inability to deal with plastic waste. Over 400 million tons of plastic are produced annually, a figure that dwarfs the combined weight of the entire human population. Less than 10% of this is recycled, while the rest clogs landfills, rivers, and oceans, breaking down into microplastics that enter our food, water, and even our bloodstream. The economic cost of this waste is staggering, estimated at over $100 billion annually in lost material value, while the environmental and health costs are incalculable. Plastic pollution affects fisheries, tourism, agriculture, and public health systems, disproportionately impacting low-income countries that lack adequate waste management infrastructure. Developing nations, particularly in Asia and Africa, face the dual challenge of being the dumping grounds for global waste while struggling with domestic mismanagement. Communities living near open dumps inhale toxic fumes from burning plastics, while contaminated soil and water disrupt agriculture and threaten food security. The human cost is invisible yet immense: reduced life expectancy, respiratory illnesses, and environmental degradation that perpetuate poverty. Meanwhile, global consumption patterns remain unrelenting. The rise of single-use plastics, driven by industries such as food delivery, packaging, and fast-moving consumer goods, has embedded disposability into everyday life. From bottled water to online shopping parcels, the average consumer generates hundreds of kilograms of plastic waste each year without realizing it. The linear model of produce, use, and dispose dominates because it is economically convenient. Producing a plastic bottle costs less than a rupee, while alternatives like glass or aluminum are heavier, more expensive to produce, and harder to transport. For businesses, plastic represents scalability and profit. For consumers, it represents ease and invisibility. Breaking this cycle requires a paradigm shift, not just policy change or consumer awareness, but a systemic innovation that redefines how plastic is collected, processed, and valued. This is where plastics emerges as a transformative force. Plastics is a smart, data-driven ecosystem designed to close the loop between consumption, waste, and value creation. It is not merely a recycling project but a holistic business model that integrates artificial intelligence, community engagement, and economic incentives to transform plastic waste from an environmental liability into a monetizable asset. The vision of plastics begins with smart segregation. AI-enabled bins placed across urban and semi-urban regions automatically identify, classify, and compress different types of plastics using computer vision technology. Each user interaction is logged through a mobile app, which rewards them with eco-credits. These credits can be redeemed for bus passes, shopping discounts, or contributions to green initiatives like tree planting. The purpose is not only to gamify sustainability but to build a measurable incentive structure that connects individual behavior to collective impact. The data collected from these interactions feeds into municipal dashboards, allowing local governments to track waste management performance in real time. Industries can also access verified data on the quantity and type of plastic they help recover, providing transparency for corporate social responsibility (CSR) reporting and extended producer responsibility (EPR) compliance. The plastics business model thrives on a multi-stakeholder framework. Revenue streams emerge from several sources: data licensing for corporations and municipalities, government partnerships for smart infrastructure deployment, recycling partnerships with manufacturers, and a reward-based consumer engagement program supported by advertisers and sustainability-driven brands. By monetizing data insights, plastics enables policymakers to identify waste hotspots, optimize logistics, and predict environmental risks. Retailers can offer eco-rewards to customers who contribute to collection efforts, driving customer loyalty while supporting green branding. Recyclers benefit from high-quality, pre-sorted materials that reduce processing costs and increase recycling efficiency. Startups in bioplastics and sustainable packaging gain access to verified datasets, enabling them to innovate faster and attract investors. At the community level, plastics incentivizes participation by converting waste into value, generating microeconomies that sustain themselves. A key strength of plastics lies in its scalability. The platform can be deployed in municipalities, campuses, industrial parks, and even residential complexes. Pilot programs in select urban areas have demonstrated remarkable success. Within 6 months of deployment, participating communities saw a 40% reduction in uncollected plastic waste and a 25% improvement in segregation efficiency. Local entrepreneurs emerged as collection coordinators, turning plastic recovery into a sustainable business. Educational institutions integrated plastics into their sustainability programs, with students earning eco-scholarships for leading awareness drives. This alignment of social impact and economic reward forms the cornerstone of plastics' long-term vision to make sustainability profitable, not just idealistic. In terms of its environmental return on investment, plastics represents exponential potential. Every ton of plastic collected and recycled through the platform prevents an estimated 2.5 tons of carbon dioxide emissions that would otherwise result from virgin plastic production. When scaled to 100 cities, this could translate into a reduction of 10 million tons of carbon dioxide annually, equivalent to removing 2 million cars from the road. Beyond emission reduction, plastics mitigate soil and water contamination, reduces marine litter, and enhances urban sanitation, contributing directly to multiple UN Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), including responsible consumption, 12 Sudanese pounds, climate action, 13 Sudanese pounds, and life below water, 14 Sudanese pounds. The technological core of plastics relies on an integrated data architecture combining IoT sensors, AI image recognition, blockchain-based traceability, and predictive analytics. The blockchain layer ensures transparency by recording every collection and recycling transaction immutably, eliminating corruption and data tampering. AI models hybrid of environmental technology and social enterprise ensures both profitability and purpose, a balance that traditional waste management systems often fail to achieve. Beyond the business metrics, the true power of plastics lies in its capacity to influence behavior. Environmental change cannot be achieved through policy alone. It must be ingrained in daily habits. The Plastics mobile app fosters this change through gamification and real-time feedback. Users see the tangible impact of their contributions: how many bottles diverted from landfills, how much carbon saved, and how their neighborhood ranks in sustainability performance. These psychological reinforcements transform passive awareness into active participation. Over time, this creates a cultural shift where responsible disposal becomes second nature, much like digital payments transformed consumer behavior in the last decade. Education forms another crucial pillar of long-term change. Plastics collaborates with schools, colleges, and universities to integrate environmental literacy into curricula. Gamified learning modules teach students about waste segregation, sustainability, and climate resilience. Collection drives become part of educational activities, linking classroom learning to real-world impact. By nurturing eco-consciousness early, plastics ensures that the next generation not only understands the problem but actively participates in its solution. At its heart, plastics is more than a business, it is a blueprint for systemic change. It demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can coexist, that technology can serve humanity without exploiting it, and that collective action can reverse decades of damage. The fight against plastic pollution is not only a fight for the planet but a test of human ingenuity and responsibility. Each individual, corporation, and government has a role to play. By rethinking consumption, rewarding responsibility, and reinventing waste management, plastics turns a global crisis into an opportunity for regeneration. Plastic pollution may have defined the 20th century, but innovation will define the 21st. The future is not written in plastic, it is written in the actions we take today. Together, with awareness, technology, and purpose, we can turn the tide, rebuild what has been lost, and give our planet the second chance it so urgently deserves.